Good evening and welcome to the Cheltenham School District School Board Facilities Committee meeting for Tuesday, November 9th. I would like to take the roll call. You can just signify if you're here. I'll call you off as I see you on the screen. Mr. Cohen.
Present.
Ms. Lohman.
Present.
Mr. Schultz.
Present.
Mr. Burdell Williams.
Present.
Ms. Haywood.
Present.
Mr. Fishbein.
Present.
Ms. Henry.
Present.
And Bill England, and that we are all accounted for. We had minutes from October's meeting. Were those circulated? Did everybody have a chance to look at those? Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Jennifer Lohman.
Second. Joel Fishbein.
Okay, any opposed? We will accept.
Mr. England, I have one question.
Mr. Schultz.
Is this meeting, is the meeting that the minutes were approving, was that publicly posted, the video? I know we started that, but I don't remember if that had happened in time for that one.
Yes, it's been posted.
It is. I was wondering if we might want to consider including a link to the video in the official minutes. That way, folks who view the minutes can view the meeting if they are interested in detail. I don't know if other members of the board might agree with that idea.
I like the recommendation. I think folks who navigate themselves through board docs and end up on the agenda would probably appreciate an easier method to their next way of acquiring information.
So that I'm not amending the motion. I'm just asking if we might be able to add that to the minutes that we're about to approve.
That we approved, but that can certainly be contained. Yeah, absolutely. Make it easier for people to understand what we talked about in these working committees. At this point in time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Linderman for a presentation on facilities.
Okay, let me try and share this screen, and as you recall, let me make sure I can everybody see my facilities committee meeting thing now?
Yes.
Okay, let me start the slideshow here.
You can, yeah, that's the bottom. If you do it the bottom right-hand corner or up top where it looks like a little computer. There you go.
Okay. Okay. So this will be relatively quick tonight. I did get some things. One of the first things that we want to do, you already welcomed. I want to welcome Mr. Holman, started yesterday, and he's been out in the, or yeah, yesterday is Monday, right? Today is Tuesday. So yes, started yesterday. So Tim is on the call tonight along with Serge. So we're just going to go through a couple quick updates on things in the facilities realm. And I will kind of fly through them, and we'll get into then we'll get into finance, after we answer some questions. Again, I'm going to do the best I can. If I can't answer the question, I'm going to ask Serge or Tim to jump in and answer or correct me if I'm made any kind of mistake here. So there he is, started yesterday. That's right. Talk a little bit about the high school piping, and that stuff continues to go on. We did also, is this on here? The roof drain at the high school was completed last Friday. Including all the piping into the boiler room. So we are updating finalized contracts. It should be done pretty quick. And the replacement of the domestic boiler is in the works. Anything else to add there, Serge or Tim?
No, you did well.
Yeah, it's again, we've been just trying to keep things going until Tim got here. We're saving all the hard stuff for him. So again, we'll see what else we got here. Cedarbrook, we continue to kind of fumble our way through the Cedarbrook issues over there with the flooding. We continue to have people come in and talk to us about and investigate the issues with the stormwater stuff and flooding and into the classrooms, and also the gym flooring. The lighting issue, I think the Hubble people came out last month and checked on that. I have not heard that we've had any issues since then. Is that correct there, Serge? Is he on, Tim? Do you know?
It's supposed to be. I haven't heard anything. So
yeah, I actually believe I would have heard something from the big issue that we got some follow-up. I know there was some discussion on this last month when we talked about it, is the gym floor is still not completed, although we did kind of nail down the contractor last week and we followed up this week, and they have absolutely promised us, of course, that means they that gym floor will be painted and ready to operate on November 15th. And that's with the new lines and things that we had discussed in the previous month. Anything else on the Cedarbrook?
nope.
I just had one question, and you guys may or may not know, but I know just from the initial troubleshooting of the root cause of the unbuckling of the gym floor, like there was an issue with like a inside drain pipe, and because there was question about whether it needed to be relocated or if there was a diversion or something. I just wondering if there was a, you know, if trying to figure that out is something that it contributed to the floor, you know, taking so long to finish, or if that item is still hanging out there. I definitely could have asked this a little in advance, but
no, it's okay. And to answer your question, quite honestly, that item's still hanging out there. We've got everybody pointing at everybody else, and we're trying to, hopefully now that Tim's on board, he will be able to kind of take over and quarterback this thing down the field and get us finished. It is an issue. You know, there are some problems in that in the maintenance closets there, that the condensation and the pipes, and it's just not a great situation. So we are working on that. You know, the gym flooring, again, we've been through the insurance on this a couple times. So you know, our hope is to kind of get this done so we can just kind of get on with the work of maintaining the rest of the buildings as they need maintained.
yeah, and you know, give our students the ability to fully utilize the gym, you know.
Yeah, I'm actually not happy that we haven't had the gym floor for 2 months, first 2 months of school. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
But you know, at this point, after we get in there, you know, we'll have some different protocols and things that we do to try and ensure that it doesn't happen like this again.
Yeah, I mirror your displeasure, but I'm glad we have a path forward on getting ourselves in there, getting the students in there sooner.
Yeah. Elkins Park, they're actually supposed, the piping to the boilers, that the cracked piping, they're working on the piping now, and that's supposed to be done by Monday also. So I know that Serge talked to the contractor today and with Tim, and I know hopefully they're going to have it done no later than this Monday. So at Elkins Park, at Wyncote, that cooling tower and that glycol issue that we've been having with the piping, that continues to be a little bit of a problem. I know we're going to have to bring you back some more stuff, because now the one contractor, McClure, is saying they have to do something to a second pipe, I believe. Is that Am I saying that correctly there, Tim, or?
Yes, I spoke with McClure today, and had representative from McClure today, and had some strong conversation with him. And I'm looking to speak with his superior within the next day or so to come to a conclusion with this, if that's, acceptable.
Yeah, it's another issue that I'm not happy with. It seems like we've been talking about this one back into my, what I call my first tour of duty here. It was like one of the first things on the first facilities meeting, finance meeting that I did was listen to Teasdale talk about the glycol at Wyncote. So that's really it for facilities in a nutshell. Just a quick and anything you want to add there, Tim, on your first 2 days that you saw out?
We're going to get better. Visited some schools yesterday, high school and also Elkins Park. And, I see a lot of great things happening. Students engaged, and I want to help provide a conducive environment for learning for that. So as we move forward, please, be patient, but I'm hitting the ground running, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And again, welcome, Mr. Holman. We're thrilled to have you here with us, and I hope it's a very positive and productive tenure while you're here at Cheltenham. Let's go to questions. Ms. Haywood, I'm sorry, she had a question about the Cedarbrook flooding. Yes, please, Ms. Haywood.
Thank you, Mr. England. Thank you, Mr. Linderman, and welcome, Mr. Holman. Just a couple of questions about the Cedarbrook flooding. Can you just remind me, we may have shared this before, but there were no architectural issues related to the flooding. Was that the final conclusion?
The answer to that is we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're still investigating that. The major flooding did happen during Hurricane Ida on September 1st. And we're working through that with our insurance carrier, and with, again, it's another one where everybody's pointing to everybody, because if there is a design flaw or a contractor issue with the piping that's underneath, that's why we're having the videos done to look at what is actually going on in the pipes underneath. So more to come on that. I'm again, it's another one. I'm not happy with the outcome of this. I'm used to trying to get things solved a little quicker than we are, and I'm hoping now that Mr. Holman's here, we're going to kind of at least get somebody to say, all right, well, if this is what happened and this is how we fix it.
Right, because I know we're going to continue to get strong weather that may include some additional rain and potentially flooding. And I want to make sure that the Cedarbrook situation is really resolved as soon as possible. And I saw that the next steps were the moisture testing. And so in addition to the moisture testing, you said that there's still some outstanding issues with respect to looking at the videos that have been taken as well.
And we had to get a second set of videos done, and I believe they had just completed them. So we're waiting to get the results of that.
Okay, do we have a time frame for that when we get those results?
Yesterday is what I wanted, but we will jump on that again as soon as we can. I hope to have some better news for you, as soon as we can.
Okay, great. Thanks. I look forward to a subsequent report. Thank you.
Hey, what I know that I'm having tech issues and I'm going to be out, but I'll have an update of these reports Tuesday.
Great. Thank you.
We have a question from Mr. Fishbein.
Took me a second to get mute off. I'll lower my hand now. Yeah, this has gotten me to the point where my instinct is that we should we should be seriously considering litigation here. And we shouldn't let it rest.
Understand. We should be seriously considering litigation.
We should not, I don't know what happened there. My phone picked me up.
I think Alexa's going to engage in litigation.
I think Alexa agrees that we should, because if everybody's pointing the finger at everybody, we don't have answers after months of investigation. We are looking at more flooding because they don't know why we flooded yet. The idea that we are not aggressively going after the people who are responsible for this, which includes anyone but us. If everyone else is going to point the fingers at each other, no one's going to be able to point it back at us. This is not a tenable situation. We replaced a building that got moldy because it wasn't water sound with another building that is going to get moldy because it's not water sound. That's not okay.
You're correct. And I did have a conversation with Mr. Diazio and Mr. O'Donoghue last week, the end of last week, regarding exactly what you're talking about. So we are working on that.
I will state for the good of the order that I will relate my passion about this and offer my insights about it to the lawyers, because I'd like to see this get moving. Thank you.
There's also a little bit of a question on insurance. We did the owner-controlled insurance program with Cedarbrook, and that may have to kick in for some insurance issues. There's also the question of going after the bonds for the contractor possibly, and things like that. So it is a kind of complicated web of whoever is to blame and who's going to end up taking responsibility, and hopefully we'll sort this out.
Mr. Fishbein, again, I'll have a more detailed update. So just please stand down and hold tight.
Respectfully, I'll do that. Thank you, Dr. Scriven.
It's like the Zycol issue. We talked about that for months while we tried to figure out liability and responsibility. But this definitely is a priority. Mr. Cohen, you had your hand raised?
Well, and just in response to that, Mr. England, and one of the reasons that we couldn't consider litigation options with that was because we waited too long. So that cannot happen this time.
Right, and Mr. England, that plays exactly to my point about waiting too long. I'm not an attorney, but I do know enough to know that things can go on too long. You can miss opportunities and deadlines. So I do encourage us to actively investigate and consider and pursue action where action is warranted. Thank you.
And we to move full steam. If I need to give a Friday weekly update.
Thank you, Dr. Scriven. Are there any other board questions or comments about the facilities presentation? Mr. Schultz.
Yeah, I just wanted, I know we have members of the community here who have voiced in the past interest and concern with the Cedarbrook gym floor project. And I just wanted to acknowledge that we were in a period of significant transition at a leadership level. However, I just wanted to apologize for the fact that it has taken so long. I don't think anyone on this call is directly responsible for that, but I'm glad that we are getting where we need to go, and hopeful that going forward, if this sort of thing happens, we will be able to prioritize getting that gym floor or things like it done at a faster rate.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. I don't see any other board questions. Are there any questions from any of the participants? If so, how are we going to do this? We have some people on phones and some people who are in. You can raise your hand if you're on Zoom, if you have a question. And I don't see any questions. If you're trying to get your hand up and it didn't work now, we'll get back to you during the next presentation. And I'm told that on the phone, you can hit *9, we believe, and that will create a queue so that we know you have a question. But we will not rule out if you figure out how to get through. Seeing no more board questions or comments, the next meeting of the Facilities Committee will be on Tuesday, December the 7th at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Fishbein, second? Second. Anybody opposed?
I will, no. I do want to add, Mr. England, just really quickly. I have to say this, I know your time with us on the board is nearing its end, and specifically, the time, on our facilities committee as well. And I'm just going to share, appreciation now in this moment. Be brief because I know we have lots to cover in finance, but just as one board member and the facilities co-chair for the last number of years, I'll, again, greatly appreciative of your insight and also your thoughtfulness on behalf of the community. As one board member, it's great to see someone with that kind of passion, and our facilities are complex, and you've done a really good job in your time, just really encouraging additional conversation and ensuring that that no stone is unturned. So thank you, and for your co-chair leadership, and I'm grateful for it personally, and again, the community I know would share similar appreciation, but I'll speak on behalf of myself right now.
Thank you, Mr. Riddell Williams. I appreciate your comments. I've enjoyed being a co-chair with you with the facilities. And that's right. You'll be chairing and taking notes next month, because I don't think there'll be board assignments just yet. And if I'm here, I'll be the one trying to figure out how to get a question through my phone line. I'll be doing *9 and texting Dan Schultz to try to get through. But thank you. This concludes our meeting. Thank you, one and all.